what happened to our favorite content creators? What happened to iDubbbz and Ethan and Filthy Frank? And we all know what happened. I'm asking a rhetorical question right now, but I'm just saying, obviously, I am completely aware that the era in which we lived is over, but I think something that hasn't been acknowledged is, for my generation, is just how nostalgic and just how foundational that era of content was, with iDubbbz and Keemstar and all the drama and everything, and it's just over now. It's over, and it's obviously probably not coming back, but like, YouTube will never be that sort of hub again for the craziest, wildest content that keeps us all entertained. But it's unfortunate. It's you know, you have iDubbbz and just how he's become a shell of who he once was, and it's like then don't even get me started on Ethan decline, and but these are people I followed and I cared about a lot, and I just feel like they're not true to themselves anymore. I think people wouldn't be as upset, like vehemently upset, if this seemed like a genuine transformation. But it doesn't seem like it's genuine. It just feels like they've just wanted to make as much money as possible, it's like a lie. It feels like a lie. And like something that we all obviously enjoyed about that era of content was how real it felt, how raw and how unfiltered it was, and how like all this crazy shit was happening and unfolding before us, that it was like the Wild West. And yes, that probably won't exist again. Maybe in another format, but it probably won't exist as it was again. But it is something to acknowledge that things feel different. Now we have TikTok. It's weird. It's strange. There's not much on the internet I feel like I love to see anymore. That's really how I feel. I feel like I used to love watching these guys. We all used to gather around and watch the next Content Cop when it came out. It was crazy. It got like 50 million views, like the Rice Gum one. I mean, it was insane. Absolutely unprecedented, like just insane. There was an audience, and for this type of content, and it was just so swiftly just steamrolled by a new era of YouTube, and we all kind of just forgot. We all just kind of accepted, and it does make me sad sometimes. So I would say, I think something important would be for future content creators to try to, I don't even know of any like YouTubers that have came and filled that space, even just to a lesser extent, because obviously you can't say what you said on YouTube in the old days. You can't. Like, you will get deplatformed. You will be banned. But no one has come in to really even try to emulate that, or try to, bring that sort of content back, as far as like, calling people out and talking about current events in a very like funny, like, just like, we all know why that content was so entertaining and so funny to us as teenagers growing up. If you grew up around the same time that I did, because it was just it just vibed with you. And then iDubbbz, he was a bit of a dork, and it kind of like, you were probably a bit of a dork too, and he's older than you, and you're kind of like, feel like you have someone that, and you see him getting successful and having so many views, and you're like, oh my god, like there's a lot of people like this, and they're actually capable of success, and it was crazy. And I think it just it provided a space, but it's kind of like when iDubbbz left. Well, obviously first when Filthy Frank left, and when iDubbbz left, and then when Max and Chad kind of turned into cold ones and everything, and then Ethan goes off and does his own thing, like, is really, and then the H3 podcast just turning into something completely different, turning on Jordan Peterson, like that's cruel. What Ethan did to Jordan is cruel. You just don't do that to someone. And it's just become clear that these people, Ian and Ethan and Max and Chad, I like Cold Ones. I think we all agree that Cold Ones is pretty dope. But Ian and Ethan, and I don't know that they are the people that we... And of course, this is not their fault necessarily, but I don't know that they are the people that we thought they were when when we were growing up. I don't know that they really were. Ethan iDubbbz was that's the thing that's so crazy is people admired iDubbbz, especially because he was so fearless and he would just say what he wanted to say in spite of all the censorship and I don't necessarily condone everything that he said and did, and I didn't even find a lot of it funny, and that's not to save my ass, that's literally just to say personally, there used to be jokes in those bad unboxings and shit, and I would be like, yeah, it's like not hitting for me. I was way more of a fan of like H3 back in those days, but so it kind of was like so when but I don't know that now that I've seen the fact that Ian so quickly changed and he just doesn't seem content with his new role as what he turned into after being with Anissa. It's kind of like it's strange. It's the truth is, like, of course he agreed to do all these things, like, so I'm not accusing him of like getting all the tattoos, because some people have gone as far to say he got all the tattoos, he did all this stuff all for Anissa. Like, no, he agreed to do it, and he is an adult, a freaking 32-year-old adult. He is a fucking 32-year-old adult capable of making his own decisions. But I think people admired him for being so fearless, and then now you see him just completely business-minded, backing down the censorship, playing the moral high ground over people, and it's like, what happened? Like, I just don't think these people are... No, it's not that I don't think, it's that we know these people... It's not just that they weren't the people that we thought they were, it's that I just don't think that they had... And this is sad, but I don't think that they had the integrity and the backbone that we thought